Hey, it's been a minute, and well, for me at least, actually more than a minute. It's been quite some time. I want to talk about two things. One, I want to talk about I want to just talk about what I'm doing in my life, I guess. But I also wanted to talk about like the book I just recently read because I needed one of those videos out to make another one of those videos. So I'm stuck between two, and I have limited time and storage on my camera. So I decided to, for now, I'm going to try to squeeze them both in to talk about my time, because I don't really want to talk about, I actually want to talk about weeks ago, because like two weeks ago I went to, I think it's about 2 weeks ago, 1 or 2 weeks ago, it's around the end of June, so right now it's July, so yeah, I went to Florida with my father to see the house, to see the new house, and it was nice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not big in Florida, mostly because the weather is very, very hot, and it's like, I mean, I walked in America, but at least there's New York. Florida is in America. I walk around New York, but at least there's some shade or possibility of having shade because of the tall buildings. Where Florida, you do get none of that, so it's really hot, and you gotta wake up really early, go really late at night. I mean, not late, but evening, because there's no street lights, so it's very hard to see, and people see you. Because one time I was walking late, and it got so dark that there were people, somebody was driving a go-kart, and I was like, oh my gosh, please don't run over me, please don't run over me, because I went to the side. But yeah, they was able to see me when they got closer. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, it's not like New York or Osaka. I can't say all of Japan, but Osaka at least. You could freely walk whenever, as long as the weather is okay. So there's that. So yeah, not a big fan, but like if my parents are happy there, that's great. It's good for them. But what else? Oh, but the problem, I think the biggest headache of the trip to Florida is getting to Florida and leaving Florida. So I'm going to start with the trip going to Florida. Oh my gosh! We got on the plane on time. Great, but it took like 2 or 3 hours, like about an hour and a half. So by that time, I was able to finish the manga that I was going to talk about today. We'll talk about today. And then I was going to read the other one, but then I realized I took the wrong volume. So yeah, and I didn't want to read that one with my father and his friend next to me. So I didn't read it, reread it. So even if it's just at the end, I still didn't want to reread it. Then just suddenly just close it and say I finished. Well, they're not going to question me, but it's just awkward, just knowing it and then them being next to me. It's just weird, and to me. So I mean, if you're okay with it, good for you. So anyway, it took, and then I was like, we're just sitting in the plane for a long time, but by some kind of miracle, we did end up getting there on time. But even if we got there on time, we were still stuck in the plane sitting there. And again, I mean, the number of times I've had to use a bathroom while we're not even on flight, we're just on land, and I had to use a bathroom. It was so much, and so many people, not just me, everyone, and they just like hand out snacks and drinks while we're just on the ground and stuff. Like, oh well, my gosh, it was such a pain. And then they did the snacks and drinks again when we were in the air, so it was that long of a flight. Then again, fast forwarding because it was the weather, so they not like they could do anything about it. Again, that's why it took so long to take off. So when we had to get off, we had to, because there was a plane in the not docking, that's a boat. I forget what it's called, but in the area where you had to get off, there was already some planes there. So in the area, so we had to wait again for like almost an hour and a half. We had, again, sitting in a plane, just sitting. This time we didn't get any snacks, but whatever. I tried to entertain myself, get Wi-Fi. And so, because once we were on land, they could give us Wi-Fi. And it was just, again, chilling. No problem. It was quite a flight, and it was a pain in the ass, again. So, but anyway, again, had planted the trees. I bought myself markers and left it there. And I left one of my tablets, my old tablets there, so if I ever go back there, I could draw. I'll just bring my laptop. And then, what else was it? Okay, so now coming back. This time it was their fault because something was wrong with the plane system, and then we couldn't take off on time. We couldn't even get on the plane. We were just in the seating area, waiting area. And so we got 2 vouchers. One was like a $200 voucher for next flight, and of course a meal ticket voucher. So like $15 per person, and which is enough to buy you either a bagel sandwich or maybe a snack and a drink from Starbucks. So it's not a lot. If you consider how much it costs to buy things at the airport, it is not a lot. So yeah. So I mean, I already bought my bagel sandwich by the time they got a voucher, but because me and my dad together, this cost $20-something, we was able to buy chicken and fries with our voucher, and we shared it. Again, and then we was sitting there for hours. Oh my gosh, by the time we take off, it was like 10, 11, and we got there in the morning. So it was very, very late. And one of the people that was flying with us, Lyft actually flew around us, close by us, and we gave him a drop off. But yeah, it was a pain in the ass, and I was so tired. So yeah, that was the trip to Florida. Now, I also been wanting to talk about my projects and how I've been holding up on them. And recently, the only problem I finally hit a point where there's a problem with doing multiple projects at the same time, and that's when it comes down to research, man. Because not everything has have the same topic or relates to the same topic. So I had to do research by story and what relates to a story. Sometimes it could overlap, but most of the time it is not. I could see how the one I'm researching now is the main story, the written story, the full written story, novelle, I guess I'm gonna call it for now. Novella. There you go, that's the word. Writing now, I'm doing research on that, researching a whole bunch of cults. I also recently did a research about 1940s fashion, and I wasn't going to do I'm going to talk about that in another video. I wasn't going to do anything about any relation to it until recently when I hit a thing of like, an inspiration that hits me that like, oh wait, this actually could relate to the story that I'm working on now, the novella. How that fashion, I can use 1940s fashion inspiration to inspire what the people there would be wearing, because I have no idea what they'd be wearing. I just like the top and the shirt and pants, whatever. So it gives me more ideas in terms of clothing, of what my characters would be wearing in that setting. So, does it take place in the 1940s? No, but I am taking inspiration from it, and fashion has a way of reinventing itself, I guess, over and over again. Repeating itself. So anyway, so it's not that big of a deal if I use 1940s fashion or whatever timeline my story takes place. I actually don't know the timeline either. So anyway, moving on. I think it's modern-ish. Moving on. So now but I could also relate it to another story, which because cults could transform into actual religions and stuff like that. So I am also taking that inspiration to another story, my manga my web novel manga that I'm currently drawing and writing. So write and drawing, and I can relate it to that too. But other ones I cannot. So so then I had to do a different research for those too, and even for the manga websites I had to do another special research for that. So again, so it's kind of hard to process. So I stopped writing rewriting / doing the layout for the Dragon Kid one until I'm ready to do research for that one. But I'm still doing the manga and the story because I'm doing research on those, and I'm rewriting the part of the the manga that I'm working, the zombie manga that I'm working on, zombie-ish manga I'm working on. And then when I hit a stop point where I need to definitely do research on that more, I'm planning to do so too. So yeah, I am also got to do separate research for that. I think I'm gonna do it based on genetics with the zombies. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So those are the two things. Those are where I'm hitting a point. But also I'm doing that. I'm also trying to plan a little bit ahead of. Oh, so about the manga that I'm working on. While I'm studying, at least I write a sentence or a sequence, a brand new sequence to what was going to follow after what I end up, because I already finished the full up to chapter 8. So I pretty finished, and I have an idea where I want to finish the arc, but I have no idea where I'm going to take the whole story. But at least for the arc, I'm planning out where I want to plan a sequence of where I think I want to go. So kind of planning that one out, because when I first wrote it, I had absolutely no plans. And then when I rewrote it again, it was make more sense to me, and it's more dragged out, definitely, but it makes more sense of that, okay, it's not like rushed, and I have a more better sense of the characters-ish. I am still rewriting a little bit as I'm doing the final drawing, not final drawing, kind of close to kind of final drawing, but whatever. Anyway, so, that's that, because I also haven't planned a fashion for this one, so maybe, I don't know where I'm going to take the inspiration for fashion for this one, so maybe my fashion research will lead me down to something. I don't know. For now, I'm not hit with it like I did with the main novella. But about the novella, I am also been rewriting that. I'm up to the third draft. Third rewrite, and I'm rereading what I wrote instead of like when I write everything out and then rewrite it again. Because I'm more comfortable where it is as it now. The story, the plot, the characters, I'm just, instead of going through the effort of writing, I'm just going to edit it now. Of course, I'm going to get readers who might to read it and then edit it again. I only have rewritten up to chapter 3, and I decided that was a good place to stop off and rewrite, because it gives me a good sense of the characters, for at least for the first two, for the second and third chapter. I definitely have to rewrite the first chapter because I think it dragged. No, I rushed it a bit, but also I didn't get a good sense of the characters because I was too busy planning other characters to give an idea of other characters. Basically, what the characters want. One of the characters definitely have a want, the other one does not. He does and does not. So I want to develop that more. That also goes into more research, but I'm not ready to do that other research yet. I'm still researching cults, which is why I'm having a better time writing chapter 2 and 3 than I am writing chapter 1. So definitely have to rewrite chapter 1 eventually, or kind of rewrite it, edit it. Tall capital. So I think that's about it. That's about a wrap up of it. And so then after I finish that, I'm gonna rewrite chapter 1 and chapter 4, and write chapter 4 around the same time, and edit those two, and get somebody to read, hopefully. Oh, another thing I've been doing and hesitating to do is join workshops and stuff, and organizations and stuff like that. I want to do it, but I'm also hesitant to do it. Besides the money cost, I want to, like, is this something I would dedicate myself to, or because I need to, but I'm like, how accessible is it for me? Because some of them is like in California, some of them is in London. The ones in New York is easy. I'm definitely going to join that one. The one I definitely know I'm going to join is, I think I should just jump in, just do it, instead of just hesitating like I'm doing now still. Because I want to do others, and I don't have money or a job, so I'm like, I also need to look for a job, so, you know, there's that too. I've also been wanting to apply for jobs, and also been hesitating because, like, I have no idea what I should write. I should talk to more people, and that's about how that, but yeah, so there's those two things, and that's what I've been doing. I have already reposted and re-uploaded my, my portfolio on Behance with the most recent illustration I did when I came back to New York, because I like those better, and I actually took time to plan those. I am going to do 2 more, one digital and one gouache, and I also want to do some, like, just throw up some sketches that I've been doing, like practice sketches of people's faces and stuff like that, because that's what I like to draw people. So I want to market myself towards that. At least I don't know exactly what I want to do, a market specifically I want to go to, but I want to market that I'd like to draw that I'm like a people drawing artist or whatever. So there is that. So wish me luck, and I think that's it for this portion. So